Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host Fondue.
I'm Cheesy.
This week we're talking all about stinky cheese.
Ew.
We're going to talk about body odor
Ew.
and the connection to cheese.
What?
We're going to learn about monks, Limburger, and a stink so bad it's not allowed on public transport.
Oh
and of
my.
course we're going to tell a very cheesy joke.
I love a joke.
Stay tuned for episode 212, Smell My Feet, on Just Cheesy the Podcast. We're going to begin with science.
Ooh.
What exactly makes cheese smell?
Yeah, what?
Why are they sometimes really mild and other times it smells like, I don't know, a gym sock or
Ew.
a barnyard?
What?
Well, apparently it all comes down to bacteria.
Ooh.
According to Food and Wine's explanation of wash-rind cheeses, when cheesemakers wash a cheese's rind with brine, beer, wine, or spirits,
Ew.
that moisture encourages certain bacteria to grow.
Ew.
B. linens or Brevibacterium linens.
We heard of that.
Yep, we sure have. This is the very same odor-causing bacteria that lives on human skin and
Ew.
gives feet its aroma.
Blech.
So cheese really does kind of smell like feet.
Whoa.
When a rind is washed, it breaks down fats and proteins.
Okay.
It releases sulfur compounds like ammonia
Oh.
and other pungent aromas.
Ew.
And these cheeses are basically born to be funky.
Okay.
And it's interesting because some people love the aroma,
They do?
and some people, it causes them to instantly leave the room.
Yeah, me.
According to Smithsonian Magazine, they explored in an article the science of disgust.
Wow.
They found that when people who like stinky cheese smell it, the reward centers in their brains activate.
Really?
But for people who dislike it, the brain's disgust system lights up hard.
Yeah.
Disgust comes from an evolutionary survival system.
It does?
The brain likes to try to keep you away from things that might be rotten or contaminated.
Yeah, duh.
And this is kind of confusing when you're standing in a cheese shop.
Oh,
Because cheese breaks these rules.
Yep.
It looks moldy. It smells funky. All
Yeah.
the warning signs are there.
Yeah.
But as we all know, it's safe and oh, it's so delicious.
It's so good.
And it's so interesting that the scientists in the study watched the brains light up differently depending on the person's relationship with the cheese.
Whoa.
Like we said, the people who love it, their reward centers fired up with joy.
Wow.
And what's even more interesting is that some cheese lovers show a mix of signals, part disgust and part delight.
Whoa.
This is because stinky cheese gives off compounds like sulfur and ammonia
Ew.
that your brain associates with decay.
Oh.
So your brain is thinking, is this food or is it a threat?
Yeah.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
And what I thought was really interesting that I didn't know is disgust is actually heavily shaped by culture.
It is?
For example, in France, kids grow up around cheeses like Apoisse or Liverot.
Ew.
And so that smell is just a part of the landscape.
I guess.
And in the U.S., many people think sharp cheddar is adventurous.
Yeah, yum.
One psychologist in the Smithsonian piece said that disgust is one of the easiest emotions to retrain.
Whoa.
Basically, you can overcome stink fear.
Holy cow.
I mean, most of us like things that are kind of scary, like haunted houses and roller coasters.
Oh, yeah.
And for food, we like spicy food and sour candies and super funky cheese.
Yeah.
These are challenging, and apparently the brain finds that exciting.
Wow.
And I can attest to this next part. Some of these cheeses smell really bad, but the flavor is really mild.
Really?
Some of the washed rind cheeses often taste buttery, mild, and even sweet,
Whoa.
despite the powerful aromas.
Yum.
Cheeses like Apoisse,
Ooh.
Limburger, and Stinking Bishop are not sponsors.
Nope.
But when they are,
Yeah.
their ad will go right here. Have you ever wanted to listen to the web?
Yeah.
Well, Newsly makes that possible.
They do?
They're an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android.
Super app.
You can listen to trending articles on the web on topics that you choose and get them read to you in a natural human voice.
What kind of topics?
Sports,
Cheese?
tech, business, science.
Cheese?
I'm sure there's even cheese.
Yay.
They even have an entire section for podcasts.
Are we there?
Of course we are.
Ooh.
It's one of my new favorite podcast apps. They even have digital radio.
Holy cow.
Just go to www.newsly.me to download it free.
Whoa.
Or use the link in the description. If you use the promo code CHEESY,
Cheesy.
that'll get you 1 month free premium subscription.
Yay. Newsly.
Now, back to the podcast. You know, stinky cheese has been around since medieval times.
It has?
According to an article in VinePair, we may owe the entire category of washed rind cheeses to medieval monks.
Whoa.
The story goes that the monks were aging cheese in their
Of course.
cellars. They were minding their own business,
Yeah.
probably illuminating manuscripts.
Of course.
And then, of course, either beer, brine, or ale spilled onto the cheeses.
Whoa.
And instead of throwing them out, they noticed something curious.
Really?
The washed rinds began growing new kinds of bacteria
Ew.
and turning a deeper orange. And
Okay.
even though the smell got, dramatic, the flavor became rich, savory, and complex.
Sure.
The monks realized that washing the rind regularly with brine, beer, or wine, or whatever was on hand, created a beautiful, funky, meaty aroma.
Ugh.
And this is how cheeses like Epoisse, Liverat, Port Salut, and Taleggio came to being.
Whoa.
These guys were basically the first food scientists.
Wow.
In the U.S., Limburger is America's original stinky cheese.
Yeah, it is.
Atlas Obscura tells the story of the last Limburger cheese plant in America.
Whoa.
It's still operating in Monroe, Wisconsin.
It is?
Limburger used to literally be everywhere.
It
It was
did?
in delis, factory lunch pails, jokes, comic strips, and endless newspaper bits about its legendary smell.
Whoa.
I mean, and this stuff didn't smell any better back then.
Yeah.
In 1885, there's a story about a New York woman, Teresa Ludwig. She tried to throw herself off a pier because her husband ate so much Limburger.
Oh, no.
In the 1920s and 30s, Limburger was everywhere.
Really?
Kraft even partnered with Chalet Cheese in Wisconsin to distribute it.
They did?
And the state was producing nearly 7 million pounds a year.
Holy
There
cow.
was so much of it moving around that a train line, the Milwaukee 508, got nicknamed the Limburger Express.
Whoa.
But that popularity didn't stop problems. In 1935, a mail carrier in Iowa was overwhelmed by the smell of a Limburger-filled package, and the
Whoa.
local postmaster banned all shipments of the cheese.
What?
I mean, you know it's bad if the post office is banning your cheese.
Yeah.
And we went into some depth on this in episode 78 called War and Cheese.
That's right.
The ban sparked what the newspapers jokingly called the Duel of Dubuque.
Whoa.
The Monroe, Wisconsin postmaster challenged the Iowa postmaster to a sniffing duel.
Whoa.
The local papers, of course, ran wild with it until the story ended with a twist.
Uh-huh.
And I won't tell it to you. You've got to listen to episode 78.
Yeah, go listen.
Even Louisville got in on the drama too, briefly banning Limburger as full of microbes,
Oh.
even though the health officer admitted those microbes were exactly what made it taste good.
Of course.
And what's fascinating is Chalet cheese uses the same mother culture they have used since 1885.
Holy cow.
And their production methods are almost the same too. The workers
are?
dip the mother culture into salt water.
Ew.
They rub it into each brick of Limburger by hand with a rag.
Ew.
Man, if you're rubbing something into it with a rag, no wonder it smells so bad.
Yeah.
The world's stinkiest cheese. It's French. I'm going to
Oh,
butcher
boy.
it. It's called Vieux Boulogne.
Ugh.
This is considered the world's smelliest cheese.
Really?
And according to foodnavigator.com, in an article called Electronic Nose Identifies World's Smelliest Cheese,
Ooh.
in this 2004 article, they suggest that electronic nose technology could be a useful tool for quality control
Whoa.
and authenticity testing in the future. According to the experiment, this cheese released a perfect storm of sulfur compounds and moist barnyard aromas.
Ew.
It's washed in beer, which helps create that unmistakable je ne sais quoi.
I don't know what.
This thing is kind of cool. It's actually a set of glass tubes and rubber tubing they control with a clamp.
Really?
And this mechanism basically emulates human breath.
Whoa.
So the device smells the cheese.
Okay.
And human smell is not just through the nose, but
It
the
isn't?
back of the throat.
Whoa.
This is called retronasal olfaction, and it's really important
Whoa.
in our sense of smell.
Wow.
Limburger isn't the only stinky cheese.
It's
There's one
not?
called Stinking Bishop. I
Oh.
think the name speaks for itself.
Yeah.
It's washed in fermented pear liqueur
Ooh.
and famous for smelling like a rugby team's laundry basket.
What now?
How Stuff Works adds more gems to the list, like Liverat.
Ooh.
It's known as the Colonel because its orange stripes look like a uniform.
Whoa.
And the French cheese Epoisse, well, there's an urban legend out there that it smells so bad that it's banned on public transport in France.
Wow.
Can you imagine a cheese that smells so bad that you can't travel with it?
Nope.
Let us know if you've had the opportunity to try any of these disgusting cheeses.
I'm ready for a joke, Fondue.
Okay, why don't stinky cheeses play hide and seek?
I don't know why.
Because they can't hide because you can smell them coming. Get it?
I get it. Duh.
Of course you do, because it was a little bit cheesy. Thanks for listening to episode 212, Smell My Feet.
Thank you.
There's a link in our website to our email. If you've had an experience with stinky cheese, drop us a line and let us know.
And stay cheesy, everybody.